So guys, that was one of the first looks we have at the new game mode coming out, Outbreak, for Rainbow Six Siege. This trailer has me super hyped. I've been kind of looking forward to this for a while. I've made it quite vocal that I think it's a really good idea, but after seeing this, I am extremely excited. It is by far one of the most interesting things that has come into Siege for quite a while. I like all the updates. Everything they do to the game is generally positive, but this is super exciting. It's completely new, completely different. It almost feels like an entirely different game just looking at this trailer. Of course, we haven't had any gameplay yet, but I am not going to hide my excitement. And in today's video, we are going to be going through everything we know so far about Outbreak, and I will also be revealing at the end exactly my plans for Outbreak when it comes out, because I definitely want to get in on the action for this as soon as possible. And guys, I'm back. I'm back into Siege now. I'm like super hooked. I know I've been taking a break, but the Siege content's back. I'm getting back into it. The grind is happening. There's loads of stuff coming up on the YouTube channel soon, so definitely stay tuned. Anyway, let's get into this video. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to break it down into several different points. I will also timestamp it in the description so you can exactly jump to the point that you want to know about, but I'm going to break it down into new operators, gameplay, maps, different enemies, and also the new cosmetics coming out in Outbreak. So we're going to start off by talking about some of the new operators that are going to be coming out in the new mode. So as you may know, there are going to be only a handful of playable operators that we currently have. So the original characters will only be Smoke, Ying, Buck, Capcan, Ash, Doc, Tachanka, and Glaz, and of course the Recruit, which is great. It means I can play Outbreak with a bunch of people that choose Recruit, because that always seems to happen to me whenever I play this game. There are also two new Operation Chimera operators also coming out, which I'll go over slightly for you now, because we have got a little bit more information about the new operators than we would normally when a new update's coming out. So one operator is from France and uses a drone to maintain quarantine perimeters. Their service record is outstanding, but their list of regrets seems endless. That is a small quote there. I will also be linking in the description all the sources that I've been reading from. This one is from PC Games N, I think. I don't know. I wrote them down in the notepad after looking them up, but I will find all the links and put them down for you. The other operator moved to Russia to pursue their studies, and they uncovered a range of applications for self-dissolving nanobots. All allies can benefit from the research carried out by the CBRN specialist. And this next part is completely quoted from this website, PC Games. As exciting as the gadgets sound, it is impossible to determine exactly what they do. The Defender's drones sound like it will be capable of blocking off areas while being operated remotely, which sounds especially useful against a horde of infected enemies, not to mention in Siege's multiplayer. As for self-dissolving nanobots, it is possible that this is either another form of hard breacher like Habana and Thermite. We still do not have a healer on attack, and nanobots have been linked to possible future medical procedures, so perhaps the Russian Outbreak operator will fulfill a support role similar to that of Doc, which, just going to put in my own thought there, that would be super cool. I think to have a Doc style character on attack would be a real game changer, and something that I think quite a few people would be interested to see, because I know personally I think some of the attacking operators that have come out recently kind of follow sort of a similar pattern in terms of having gadgets that aren't completely revolutionary. Like, they're cool, they're interesting, but like nothing completely new, like having a support character on the attacking side. Also, it would make perfect sense because Outbreak is a co-op mode, so it would definitely make sense to have some form of medic type character that can keep the team going. Next part is related to an image that I will post up for you. Looking at the image, we can see a French flag on the right shoulder of the male operator at the foreground of the image. He looks to be wearing thick armor and wielding a Vector SMG with a drum magazine. The figure in the background is therefore the female attacker with the nanobot gadget. It is hard to make out her loadout and armor rating, but she has a relatively slim profile suggesting at least a medium speed rating for her, and hopefully not a tiny ass hitbox like Ash. There is also some speculation that the rifle she is holding is the Sarich 308, a prototype battle rifle made in Russia. Together, the two Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak operators will form the CBRN CTU, a new and entirely fictional special forces branch set up by Team Rainbow. In addition to this, a recent article posted on Ubisoft's official site provides us with the names for each operator, Leon and Finka, who represent France and Russia respectively. So that is pretty much everything about the new operators and the ones that we can originally play. We won't have any more details until we actually get our hands on them, but that is definitely a lot more information than we're used to from Ubisoft when a new update or DLC is coming out. So it's nice that they're being a bit more open about it, because it gives especially content creators like myself more to talk about and more ways to speculate what we're going to be seeing in the game. So moving on to gameplay, this one's going to be a bit of a shorter area to talk about because they are being a little bit tight on gameplay details. We haven't had any official gameplay yet. That won't be coming up until the Invitational, I believe. That could be wrong. I'll correct it if I am wrong. But Ubisoft have provided an overview of the Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak gameplay that we could be expecting from the co-op event, and also the difficulty levels that we'll have. It says here, players must react quickly to fortify their positions and control their environments while under pressure. Play smartly and tactfully to find new ways of using your arsenal against a foe that does not take cover and engages instantly in close combat. There are 2 difficulty levels in Outbreak. The first one, normal, will give a challenge to our players, but one they can overcome with coordination and team spirit, whereas the other one is where the real fun begins, and it is the second difficulty level, Pandemic. In this mode, friendly fire is on, so watch where you are shooting. Additionally, enemies can take you down with only a few hits. Smart tactical play and team play are the only ways to prevail. In this punishing difficulty mode, only a select few will succeed. Now that mode sounds awesome. I'm definitely going to be on the Pandemic difficulty because I like a challenge in games, but that is all we have about the gameplay. Again, it's difficult to go any further into detail about it until we see it, but if it is like they say it is, imagine Call of Duty Zombies mode with a slightly smaller area and Siege gameplay and characters. Now for some, just the mere thought of the word Call of Duty, or the name, sorry, is going to be absolutely terrible, but do bear in mind that Zombies is actually probably the only good thing about Call of Duties these days. Like, I've been playing World War II a bit recently, I do enjoy it, but the Zombies mode is definitely hands down where it's at, especially with Black Ops 3 and all the previous ones. And think about how much that mode has done for the game. There are some people that swear by Zombies and buy the game for Zombies and would only play it for that mode. So when you think about it that way, this could be a very big thing for Siege if it's done right. So we're going to move on to the maps, and I gotta scroll down here, I'm on the wrong bit. So there will be 3 new exclusive co-op levels. 3 new exclusive co-op oriented levels are playable in Outbreak. These maps are bigger and more open than PvP maps, with sizable sections entirely outdoors. Being designed for co-op, they are also more linear and feature a clear sense of progression. Nevertheless, the destruction and multi-path approach that are iconic to Rainbow Six Siege are still very much present. Will you go in guns blazing or quietly sneak through a side door? Again, very tight on details there, but it sounds very interesting to be able to have these entirely open levels where you can go inside, outside. Small things like that just differentiate this mode from what we're used to with Siege. Let's go to attacking. I guess attacks can go in and out, but overall you get what I mean with them being open and having progression and just being completely different from the PvP ones, and not just being a simple reskin of a PvP map that's been kind of crammed into this co-op mode. They are completely new and exclusive, which makes it even more exciting that this mode is coming out. So moving on to one of the bits that I'm most excited to talk about, and that is the different Outbreak enemies. And I've got to scroll down again, I'm on the wrong part. Okay, so in Operation Outbreak there are going to be 5 different enemy types. So for starters, the enemies of Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak are no standard zombies. That's one thing that's super cool. They're not just basic bitch zombies. There are 5 different types of foes in Outbreak, and they appear to have spawned from a parasite infection that was brought to truth or consequences by a crashed Soviet satellite. The infection reinforces the bones of its host and takes over their body, turning them into brutal killing machines that can take a lot of damage and deal plenty as well. The 5 different types are grunts. These are, as the name suggests, the most common enemy type that you'll be facing in Outbreak. They become much tougher when they detect an enemy, sprouting extra armor that makes it more resistant to bullets. So if you want to take down grunts, the best tactic will be stealth. The next one is breaches. Breaches are highly agile proximity bombs. They can destroy indestructible walls and launch themselves from great distances, meaning you should avoid them at all costs. Routers. You will not encounter too many routers during Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak, but that is probably for the best, as they are some of the trickiest monsters to defeat. Routers send a wave of coral spikes at you from ranges that deal damage and temporarily immobilize operators caught in their wake. On top of this, routers almost never stand still, making them very difficult to kill, and when you have nearly killed one, they get even more dangerous. Smashers. In the case of Smashers, the parasite reinforces its body with a thick hide that can shrug off small arm fires with ease. Like breaches, Smashers can also tear down walls, but will not incur any damage for doing so. Finally, we have Apex. Apex is the toughest form of the Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak infection. It sets waves of other infected at your team rather than attacking you on its own. They can also lob blinding projectiles that can only be countered by Finker and Doc. Taking down an Apex is a proper test of your squad's skill and coordination. All of those sound sound very different from one another, which is going to make for some very interesting gameplay and nothing too linear and boring. So if you're looking for a difference from this to Call of Duty Zombies, that's going to be one of the big things, is the fact that there's no basic zombies in it. They're all different. They'll have unique things that you have to do to take them down and different tactical approaches that you can take to actually overcome this mode. Finally, we're going to be talking about something that is slightly controversial, or did cause some controversy, and that is the Outbreak collection. Within the duration of the 4-week event, an exclusive collection of cutting-edge cosmetics will be available. This gear will be found in Outbreak packs. Sounds great until you realize Outbreak packs can only be bought with Rainbow Six credits. However, in line with their promise from the beginning, the Outbreak packs will not provide you with any gameplay elements and will be purely cosmetic. And a bonus thing is that because of all this controversy, they are giving veteran players the Ash Elite skin for free that's coming out to apologize for a lot of the controversies that have happened surrounding this. The Outbreak collection contains 50 cosmetic items ranging from rare to legendary quality. The items include weapon skins, headgear, BDUs, charms, and unique elite skins, which, like I said, you will get for free. They are found in Outbreak packs which contain only one item, and you cannot get any duplicates. The Outbreak packs are available for purchase only through the duration of the Outbreak event. Finally, 4 Outbreak packs are granted to each player for free upon starting Outbreak for the first time. Now, they don't actually mention too much about the Rainbow Six credits there, but that is another thing that they have to be bought with Rainbow Six credits. However, like I said, there's no duplicates, there's nothing gameplay changing, which would make no sense if they did do that, because there's nothing gameplay changing in alpha packs anyway, but that is pretty much all of that. So that is all the information on Operation Outbreak. If you aren't excited for this, then hopefully you will be a bit more excited now. This comes out on March 6th and will run through until, I believe, April 3rd. I'm really forgetting this. I'm trying to scroll up in time. It was April 3rd. I nailed it. Oh my god. I actually remembered something. Yeah, so it's March 6th to April 3rd. However, they have also said that it will release on the test server on February 20th, which I'm hoping to either be making a video on as soon as possible or streaming on its actual launch. So if you want to see some first gameplay of this, then definitely keep an eye out on the channel for the next couple of weeks, because I will be trying to get out as much content on this as soon as possible, because it is super exciting. In the meantime, I've got plenty more Siege content coming up. I'm really getting back into it now. I've got some guides coming up, normal gameplay videos. I'm hopefully going to bring Bubba Fabes back in. I have no idea where the hell he's gone. I've been trying to get a hold of him, but he's just not replying, so I don't know where that is, but hopefully we'll have some more gameplay with Bubba, like 1v1s and things. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope you're excited for Operation Outbreak. It comes out very soon. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next one.